Hello everyone. So today our video is on the question B of the recent code forces round. Question is called down with brackets. So this is a very conventional balanced parenthesis type of question, just has one addition to it. So we very well know, right, that if we have this kind of a sequence, and how do we say whether the sequence, this is a balanced parenthesis or not, right? But here there's one change to this problem. So what they are saying is, you're given any sequence, right, any such string sequence, right, and you can remove one bracket of this kind, that is one opening bracket and one closing bracket. Okay, that is the only thing you're allowed to do. You can delete only one uh, opening bracket and one closing bracket, and that's the only thing you're allowed to do. Like, you are not allowed to remove only one opening bracket or only one closing bracket. That you're not allowed to do, right? You have to remove one from here and one from here. And by doing this operation, they're asking that can you make this sequence of brackets an unbalanced sequence or not? Is it possible or not? That's what they're asking, that can I make it unbalanced or not. So let's just take a few examples. So let's say we have this sequence, right? So you can very well see that in this sequence, let's say I remove this and this, it doesn't work, because then also this is left and this is balanced, right? I remove this and this, so any pair I remove, it doesn't work, because this is already going to be balanced. So for this kind of a sequence, the answer is going to be no, that on removal of this I can't make it unbalanced, right? But let's say instead of that, if I take this kind of a sequence, can I make this unbalanced? So yeah, I can make this unbalanced. You can just remove this and remove this, right? And then you will be left with this. It's clearly an unbalanced sequence, right? Because this bracket closure is present, but this bracket closure is present, but this is a very absurd sequence, right? So it makes it unbalanced, right? So what is the idea then? So just try to think about this, that let's say if we have this kind of a sequence, okay, and to make this unbalanced, what is going to be our best try? What is going to be the optimal try? The optimal try is going to remove something from the first or something from the last. Because see, the point is that if we are able to remove something from the last, right, then we don't have, like, the sequence will not have something to make up for this, right? Unless it has a very proper kind of a sequence before it, right, the sequence does not have anything to make up for this. So the optimal try to remove something is from the end or from the very start, right? So then the idea is that if you can ignore the last two, because see, the first one is always, because we are already given a balanced sequence, so the first one is always going to be an opening bracket and the last one is always going to be a closing bracket. So that's the only thing we're sure about, right? The what is going to happen in between, we don't know, right? The first one is going to be an opening bracket, the last one is going to be a closing bracket. That's the only thing we know, right? So the point is that if the sequence that comes in between is balanced, if this is balanced, then can you say that this optimal try would also make no sense, because what is in between is balanced. So despite removing these, you're not able to make the sequence unbalanced, which means that we simply need to check for int I equal to 1 and I less than, basically we need to check till n minus 2, so I less than n minus 1, I plus plus, right? And then we need to check the balancing part. How do we check the balancing part? It's very simple, that if we encounter this bracket, right, we will make a balance variable, we will do balance plus plus, and if you encounter this bracket, you will do balance minus minus, right? And if at any point of time your balance reaches less than 0, you're supposed to print no, like you're supposed to say that it is unbalanced, right, that you can make it unbalanced, right? So basically it is actually yes, matlab in terms of the question it's yes, in terms of balancing or unbalancing it's no, right? In terms of the question it's yes, you will quit from the loop, and if that doesn't happen, then you will simply keep continuing, and at the end if your balance is 0, right, what does that mean? As it is balanced, and the answer is no. And if your balance is not 0, that is the else part, basically the else part, you will write your answer is yes, that what is there in between is unbalanced, and therefore we can make the whole sequence unbalanced by just removing the first one and the last one, because if that happens and what is there inside is unbalanced, so the whole idea works, right? You can just look at that kind of a situation. So like if I take this example, so as I said, the best try, because see, the best try is if I remove this particular bracket. Now see, this doesn't have anything to substitute, and if I remove this, so see, this whole sequence is unbalanced. So always removing this and this is the best try. Like I can also show this for this example. So see, if I remove this and I remove this, can you see these two don't have anything to balance themselves? This is balanced, but these two don't have anything to balance themselves. So always removing the first one and the last one is going to be our optimal solution. And if what's between the first and the last is balanced, therefore we are all like, it's okay, right? So I hope you have understood the idea. Thank you.